Praise be to Jesus. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Charles with you here. Pope Francis is denouncing the way some governments seek to discredit their critics through whisper campaigns, using the media to defame anyone who represents a threat. Did you get that? Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute. During his morning homily Thursday, Francis said such slander campaigns can infect relations in families, parishes, and dioceses, as well as global politics. He said the damage done by the sin of whispering is particularly grave in politics, when a government isn't honest and seeks to sling mud at its adversaries with whispers, defamation, and calumny. Francis didn't single out any country, but said dictatorial governments are known for taking control of the media to diminish anyone who represents a threat. Francis this year is dedicating his annual peace message to urging greater responsibility in politics. Let's start here. He didn't single out any country. He said dictatorial governments. You mean like the Vatican? Taking control of the media. That's exactly what he wants to do. That's what's in paragraph, I think it's 154 of the document from the Synod. And what he wants to do is diminish anyone who represents a threat. He just pushed Cardinal Burke off to the side, telling, excuse me if you've heard this already, but not everyone listens to or watches every video. So, he just pushed Cardinal Burke off to the side, telling other cardinals and bishops, not to invite him, not to have their picture taken, not to have anything to do with him. He just limited the ability for Bishop Snyder to travel out of the country. So they're both very vocal for the traditional values that Catholicism has always represented. Well, so he's talking to... so this is supposed to be aimed at governments, but somehow in there he goes, during his morning homily Thursday, Francis said such slander campaigns can infect relations in families, and then he says, parishes and dioceses. All right, so I guess that he's talking about that also. So, this whole idea of whispering, what brought into my mind is, he hasn't put anything in writing so that Bishop Snyder or Cardinal Burke, cannot come back and make an appeal to him about what exactly this means. So it's all of what he's done here with these two prelates is word of mouth. Although I don't think he told Cardinal Burke what was going on, but he told all the other, from what we understand, it's just this information has been disseminated to all the cardinals and bishops to, don't invite him to your diocese. If he happens to be there, don't talk to him, don't get your picture taken. I mean, things like this. So, what are we seeing here? We're seeing the exact opposite of, what he does is one thing, what he says is something else. Again, Peronism, talking out of both sides of his mouth, and it's just, another example of this. And I don't know, it's just beyond me how people just don't pick up on this and do something about it. I think that just bothers us all, that, there's got to be a good prelates out there, good cardinals, bishops, and priests, and why they don't speak up, or why they don't, probably be, I could see where they're afraid to speak up individually, but, priests talk to priests, and bishops talk to bishops, and Every priest in a diocese knows where his bishop stands on certain issues. He's got to know other priests in his diocese who think like he does. And I'm talking about traditional priests. I think, each priest in the world probably knows one other traditional priest. And I would think that they would talk to them, that maybe that priest knows another traditional priest, then that priest knows another traditional priest in another diocese or in another country even. And why they don't organize themselves. I've seen some efforts in the past years to actually do this. And, it seems like just the bottom line is nothing, excuse me, nothing has really come out of it. But, if they could find some way of, and this obviously has to do with priests or cardinals or bishops, what is preventing them from organizing themselves into a group, okay, that would have some clout? Are they afraid that the modernists are going to get hold of what they're doing, and then the hammer's going to come down from the Vatican? This fear, which, maybe I'm assuming here that it's fear. I think fear has a lot to do with it, though. And, they know where fear comes from. It comes from the enemy, But yet, this just continues. It's really mind-boggling. It truly is. It's such a sad thing to watch. And in the meantime, we have no idea who the good guys are, how many of them there are. Sometimes I wonder if there's even 5% of traditional priests and cardinals and bishops left in the world, or is there 50%? We have no idea. Well, anyway, that's enough of that here. I'll put up a prayer, and we'll talk to you later in the day. Bye.